Throughout the years, a little company known as Summit Entertainment that once previously been an independent company before being bought out by a major company in 2012. And since then, the company has been going through stuff. It's been mainly being neglected by the studio it's been purchased and everyone else. But why is that? Well, let's talk about it. Summit Entertainment was founded in July of 1991 by Bernd Incher, Aaron McGillen, and Andrew G. Vanja. I'm sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. And when the company was created, they mainly handled international distribution for movies. They weren't really doing their own movies just yet, but by the 2000s, they were making some of their own movies like Vanellope, Never Back Down, and Fly Me to the Moon. Yeah, really good movies there, guys. But then, in November of 2008, one little movie was released by Summit Entertainment titled Twilight. Based off of the book series by Stephanie Meyer, the movie became a massive success by getting good reviews and making a lot of money at the box office. And eventually it made more sequels titled New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn Parts 1 and 2. And because of that, they also made some other movies too, like Astro Boy, The Hurt Locker, Step Up, Red, Tree of Life, The Three Musketeers, Man on Ledge, Gone, and Red. But due to the success of Twilight, some other companies came in. On February 1st, 2009, another company titled Lionsgate announced that they would acquire Summit Entertainment. And a few years later, on January 18th, 2012, Lionsgate officially acquired Summit Entertainment for $412.5 million. And they're going to be putting it as a label. And one of the first movies that released underneath the banner was Step Up Revolution. After the buyout, Summit Entertainment would just be they're still there. They still made some movies like Sinisters, Snitch. They started the Now You See Me franchise. They made a sequel to Red. They internationally distributed 12 Years a Slave. They made The Legend of Hercules. They made Tarzan. They made another book-to-film adaptation series with Divergent. And they made another Step Up film. Oh, and also they made a small little franchise called John Wick. But when we get to 2016, that's when things change. Now You See Me 2 wasn't received well. The Divergent series ended because no one cared about it. And John Wick Chapter 2 still did okay. And also they did a movie called La La Land, which the only thing I remember from that movie is the whole fiasco with that and Moonlight at the Oscars. But by the end of the decade, any movie that was made under Summit Entertainment, when their movie started, it was just the Lionsgate logo. Yep, just Lionsgate. No Summit anywhere, just Lionsgate. Who's Summit? It's just us, Lionsgate. And one of the first few films that actually used it was Robin Hood, the Hellboy reboot, and John Wick Chapter 3. And ever since the 2020s, Summit Entertainment has still been making movies, but they're just overshadowed by their parent company Lionsgate, like The Hitman's Wife Bodyguard, Moonfall, John Wick Chapter 4, the John Wick spinoff Ballerina, Never Let Go, the third Now You See Me movie, and whatever the hell the Borderlands movie was. And you know what this reminds me of? New Line Cinema. Because after whatever happened in the late 2000s, any movie released by New Line Cinema was overshadowed by the Warner Brothers Pictures logo. Yeah, sure, New Line was there too, but it was mainly just Warner Brothers. And that was a thing from like the 2010s to like the early 2020s. But then, like, close to the mid 2020s, New Line Cinema was actually just there at the beginning. No Warner Brothers Pictures, just New Line Cinema at the beginning. I could see the same thing going for Summit Entertainment, but we just need this. We just need love. Love. Save the thing, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Point is, ignore the parent company and just support the small group of people. And that's it.